This election, the real extremists aren't who the media want you to believe. So what are they hiding? On May 3, Australians will vote in the most important federal election in a generation. But while the media smears anyone who challenges the radical agenda as far-right, the real extremists, those pushing dangerous ideologies that most Australians reject, are being backed by the major parties without question. So we've set up a new website at exposetherot.com to rip off the mask and show you what's really at stake. Because while the woke elite silence common sense, they're propping up dangerous radicals with a free pass. One man dared to tell the truth. He was cancelled. Benjamin Britten, a decorated combat veteran and a Liberal candidate, was disendorsed simply for saying what most Australians, men and women, believe.
If we're to fix our defence force, unfortunately, they're going to need to remove females from combat corps, and that's not an attack on females. I serve with some of the greatest females in the defence force, tremendous people. But when you are taking a young girl who turns up and wants to be just a medic, or wants to be a clerk, or wants to be a driver, or whatever, no, you should do infantry. You should be pushing out in frontline combat. No, they push them into these roles.
I've seen it.
And what's actually happening is the discharge rate, the medical discharge rate for females is off the planet.
Absolutely.
You're talking 70-80% are getting medically discharged. Their hips are being destroyed because they can't cope with the carrying of the heavy loads and the heavy impacts that's required from doing combat-related jobs. The concept of diversity and equity and these woke Marxist ideologies, young women are being put on the altar and sacrificed for this ideology.
What's wrong with what he said? He was speaking from experience. He saw firsthand how physical realities and woke diversity quotas were weakening Australia's defence. He stood up and said, enough was enough. And for that crime, the Liberal Party dumped him. Meanwhile, look at who the media and the major parties are protecting. You've got Greens candidates who openly support radical gender ideology and want it taught in classrooms nationwide. You got politicians pushing Marxist talking points, attacking capitalism and undermining the very system that built our nation's prosperity. And don't get me started on the senators and candidates openly supporting terrorism, or the climate extremists calling for economic sabotage in the name of net zero, regardless of the cost to ordinary Australians. Now, these aren't fringe candidates. Many of them are endorsed, celebrated and funded by Labor and the Greens. Not one of them has been disendorsed, and the mainstream media is asleep at the wheel. The double standard is stunning. Tell the truth about women in combat, the mainstream media blows up and you're out. Push radical feminism, Marxist ideology or pro-terror narratives, the mainstream media will not publish it. You're in. That should terrify every ordinary Australian, and that's why Rebel News is launching a national campaign to expose the truth. We're not interested in media spin or party lines. We're following the facts, and we're going to show voters who the candidates really are and what they actually stand for. We'll confront the hypocrisy and we'll name names. We'll report what the legacy media refuses to touch. But we need your help at exposetherot.com to pay the researchers to do the proper vetting and background checks on the candidates that no one really wants you to know anything about until it's too late. This election isn't just about who wins. It's about who controls the narrative. The left's extremists aren't hiding their playbook. They're just banking on you to be too distracted to notice. If you're tired of the lies, the cover-ups, and the ideological brainwashing, if you believe in common sense, real freedom, national pride, and protecting the next generation, exposetherot.com. Join us in the mission to save Australia from the evil forces trying to take over with the help of the mainstream media.